Good evening, everyone. I am Sensei Kevlar. I'm here tonight to stare at some charts with you because it's always fun to do, and I like charts. Today, we're going to start by opening with Neo because Neo has definitely undergone some pretty radical changes. To give you a quick review of what happened with Neo in the past, um, it was launched in the beginning of last December or something, or November. It is supposed to be a China, yeah, it's November, October, November of last year, and it sort of petered along here for a long time, and then we got our first real motion upward, and then we absolutely can um, see the Fibonacci extension on that one. Let's see the Fibonacci extension going from here up to here, down to here, drag it on out to there. Okay. Yeah, we came right up here, right into 1.618, bumped up against this part real hard one time. Let's see that extension one more time. On this motion right here, from here down to here, drag it on out. Yeah, we got some pretty highly correlated levels. This is obviously one, this is obviously one. I like these lines right here. Could we project further into the future? Yeah, right there, and right there, and right there. So that would definitely give us a good distribution schedule on that one. Now let's take a look at how to get into this. Not a lot of downside, but a whole lot of potential upside on this one. That makes this a really strong option right here. What's more is we've got a really solid bounce off of this line. Really solid. Look at this right here. Got a lot of interest in the coin. This is where China announced the ban on the ICOs. This is where China sort of lifted the ban and said regulations are on the way. We're back up against the support line right here. This is a brilliant buy signal at the moment because we can come right down into this buy signal and then go ahead and schedule out for, 1, 2, 3, 4 more levels without really even breaking too much of a sweat on that one. So when we get to the 5th level, we want to consider our position carefully. And this may be a situation where if we really do get down here, you're going to want to do something really drastic like 10x up to get out of it really fast. And if, you have to be really careful on that. You have to allocate for that, and that has to be very much a part of the plan that you've made for yourself and a part of the schedule that you have allocated for yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to end up down here being a bag holder with too much coins. But if we're right here in the market, let's take a look at what one position could get us. One position could get us entry into this opportunity right here. Well, what size is this opportunity right here? Let's find out. This is easily, a 26% opportunity on the one position. So even if you were to start out with like 2 or 3 positions because you want to take advantage of this opportunity, you can totally do that, 2 or 3 positions, if you plan that your 2, 3 positions starts here and then you're really ready to quadruple up, quadruple up, quadruple up, quadruple up. Otherwise, if you want to be conservative, start with your one position and be ready for the down push right here, but be also ready to take the profit as soon as we reach this point, and then look for the return back to here. Maybe we come back to the center line for you to start buying back, for you to start looking for another entry again. At this point, you should be taking trophies and carrying your trophies forward, because we can probably expect that the next move upward will maybe look something like this, and then maybe we come back down to the resistance line. And this is easy to plan for, especially if you got in, I don't know, here. If you got in here and then you had to do a triple up down here, you could have exited for a quick exit, but maybe you didn't and you had to do another triple up and down here. If that's the case, you're like me and you've got a lot of Neo. And so this distribution schedule my distribution schedule on Neo goes out to about here. I think I let go of about 10% of my position on Neo in order to take advantage of this move upward. And then the remaining 90% of my Neo position is, for distribution out to here. Now, I don't expect to actually get out to here doing nothing but distribution. I expect that I'm going to get to here, and then I'm going to take profits, and then I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to take, I'm going to buy back in, and I'm going to get my position back again at this point. So that's what I'm going to try and do, is if I've sold 10% of my portfolio at this time, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to come back down here, and I'm going to buy back everything that I just sold. However, if it goes up to here, I'm going to sell another 10% of my portfolio, 30, 40, 50, 70, 90, might even get out to 100. At this point, I might modify the plan, right? If we're really shooting up and I've really sold out 50, 60% of my position, and we're really shooting up, it might be time to change my distribution schedule. It might be time to target more profit with this big opportunity that I created for myself when I was coming down in here. But if you do want to get into this, you have to be careful that we're not going to come back down to here. It seems unlikely at this point. It really does. And so this is what I say, you can go ahead and plan for a slightly larger entry at this point, since we are on this line, since we do have a solid indicator. I'd bring in some RSI, some MACD, try and figure out, can we really stay at this level? What I'd really do if I was being smart is I'd do my one position here, and then I'd look for sort of the creeping triple test of the bottom and an increase in volume. And if I see the triple test, I might do 2 or 3 more positions over here on this line. And this would allow me a plan. I can plan for this. I can say, okay, 1 position today, and then 2 more positions on triple test of this support, and then on till dawn. This would allow us a really solid entry into this that would really make it very easy to get down into here and really not break a sweat on this. Really, get a small allocation of our portfolio for this motion right here, going all the way up to 2 or 3% of your portfolio on this opportunity. That's kind of what I would allocate for my portfolio, is 2 or 3% down here, whereas I'm allocating, 0.5% up here, and then I'm taking that all the way to the moon. Let's move on. Basic Attention Token, BTC. Oh, what a brilliant market this is, right? Huh. First of all, triple test of bottom. Pretty sure we have a true bottom showing here. Then we've got a rise off of support happening. And we also have, no, not that button. We also have a new bottom forming right here. So let's pay attention to that as well, okay? Some really beautiful buy entries happening right along this point right here. Here we've got resistance that we're running into, which definitely sets us up for a beautiful signal. If we come back down here, then we could definitely do one of these again. Because what I feel is this is probably institutional suppression. This goes back to August. Guys, this is a brand new coin. This is one of those ones that you make your trophies on here, and you make your trophies and you make your trophies, and then come, January, February, March, this thing is going 200, 500, 1,000% over the course of a couple of weeks. This is a beautiful opportunity for these types of markets, especially since we're right up against the bottom here. This is the time where you really want to be considering getting a nice solid position right down here. Start with 1 position, do a 5x here, plan for another 5x here, allocate your portfolio for that position. If you're doing a 5x here and a 5x here, how much can you really start with up here? And how much can you be at 1% with your portfolio down here? That's kind of how I would think about this opportunity. I'd start with 1 position here, look for a 5x here and a 5x here, and then I'd take my profit on this 1 position. When we come up to here, right here, this is the line that I look for. Let's do one of these right here. And then look for a buyback on that, or potentially a re-entry right here on a volume spike. And then we can go on till dawn. Then we head out back into the evening. And you know what to do here. At this point, you're scheduling for down here. But you're scheduling your allocation for down here. but you could be distributing all the way up to here with the trophies that you picked up doing this right here. This is a really nice opportunity, and I really like it a lot. I definitely be careful about my entry at this point, because I definitely look for this motion downward before getting heavy into this opportunity. But I do like this motion right here, and I do really, really, really like this right here. You know, obviously the market did not like it at this price. This was much too heavy of a price. And here we're saying I'd say that this is institutional suppression. We push the market down, and then every time we get up to here, we just take profits off of the stuff that we allocated in order to shove the market down. Once we've shoved the market down, well, then it's time to be back in allocation again. As soon as we pop up here, nasty, nasty sniper fire. Watch that sniper fire on the 55%. Huh. If you're not trading this market, you're really missing an opportunity. This is really a huge opportunity for something that's obviously moving 30% all the time, 55% all the time. If this thing really can do, what is this motion right here? We really could see this motion again, right to here, from down there to right here. What's 175% right there? That is an amazing opportunity for a market like this. And these types of things happen all the time in these opportunities. So be careful. Be careful. Schedule for zero. Schedule for, you know, look at where zero is. Look at zero. Here's your zero line right here. Can we schedule for quad X up, and then 10X up? You know, somewhere down. Do a retracement, figure out where you want to do your 10X up down here. It's a long way to the bottom, and you got to be careful that this thing doesn't sink out of, you know, if you get down here and you're thinking about a 10X up, you better be looking really carefully at the fundamentals. Without those fundamentals, you're going to be hurting yourself. But I really do think that we have the opportunity with this type of market, with the fundamentals on this, when we're seeing 55% whale motions on this, to absolutely do. I mean, even if you just buy one position right here at the green line, and then you sell it at the green line, you still have 20%. You can come right back down and buy it all back, plus your trophy, and then do another 20%er, come right on down. If you did that 5 times, you would have doubled your position. Whatever your opening position was, you do that 5 times, and you now have twice as much basic attention token. You can sell off your original buy, and you've bought your original position for free. You're now ready for the moon, and you just keep doing this over and over again. Litecoin is next. LTC, BTC. Oh yes. We're definitely seeing some strong resistance right now. Where is that line? There's that line right there. That's the real line that we're looking for. We're up against the resistance line. This is careful entry, especially when a situation is looking like this. I'd really be very careful about this. I'd really look for a nice solid return to this line right here. And what is that? This 12%. That's not so bad. We can live with that. I'd really be looking for a solid return to here, and I'd definitely be scheduling all the way out to here if you wanted to make this a 1 or 2% opportunity on your portfolio. I would absolutely be looking to sprint to come all the way down to here. You know, Litecoin's heavy. Litecoin's got a big motion. You could definitely make this a 5%, 10% of your portfolio if you really wanted to. But boy, if you really, really, really want to be at 10% Litecoin on your portfolio, you better be scheduling that for this line right here. At, you know, I wouldn't even do that. I'd be scheduling for, 2%, 3%. And then we could do a 4x up on that if we really did come crashing back down to here and not be in too much pain. But I'd schedule that. I have a feeling that what's going to happen is this is going to follow the path of Bitcoin. We're definitely seeing sort of an ugly head and shoulders that's happening right here. We definitely do have 1, 2, 3 tests of a top, followed by lower lows, and we could definitely be in this channel for a little while. What I would look to see happen on this particular market is I would look for a consolidation pattern where we're making lower highs, and then I'd look for lower lows after that. And I'd be very careful about that, because I definitely think that we do have room to run down on this market. We definitely do have, this is following Bitcoin pretty heavily, and we definitely do have a bear pattern forming on Bitcoin. I'd be very careful about my entry at this point. I'd be scheduling all the way down for here. This is not something that you're going to make 100% on anytime soon when it's just doing this. So it's fine. You can absolutely make money in this market. It's just not the market where you're going to make, stupid stacks of cash. I would be remiss if I didn't do quantum. This is the gift that keeps on giving for me. How did we get here? Well, let's get rid of this crapola. And let's stop moving things around. You see, I've already marked up this chart pretty heavily. Doing a lot of technical analysis, right? I was doing scheduling on this all day long. I was doing scheduling on this all week, actually. And you can see where I was scheduling for. I was absolutely scheduling, to be heavy right about here, and then reconsider right about here what it is I'm really thinking about this. Here is this, I looked it up, it's the 13th that the product launches. At that time, their blockchain will launch, and at that time, we'll be doing staking on this blockchain. So I think that this was due to a whale doing a quick snipe on the price with a portion of their profits here, and just selling the market on down. And then they've been in accumulation ever since. So if they sold 10 Bitcoins to get down to here, then they bought 100 Bitcoins down in here. And now we're ready to make profit off of that. Big time. This is a 40% motion. I know that because I've been following it all day, and I've been looking at, I got to my 40% on my distribution schedule, and I'm going, what? How did we get to 40% on the distribution schedule before it turned back around and I'm back out of distribution? It's going to be a while before I'm in allocation, because I think that dragged me up to here, and now, if I'm targeting, I think I'm targeting 10% on my schedule. So I must have come up to, wow, I must have really come up to here if I'm targeting 10%. Yeah, it must have really dragged my position up hard, which is nice. I'm now here in the market. If I were to want to buy back again, what's 20%? Well, there's 20%, because I set it for 20% and then buy back in right under this line. That'd be pretty easy. This is where I would schedule for my next allocation schedule. And distribution, man. I've got distribution scheduled. I think I let go of, 2% of mine, 3%, 5%. And the reason being is because I want my trophies for the 13th. I don't want to get rid of all of them. I want to be like at 30%, 40% distribution by the time I get up here, if that really is where we're headed, by the 13th. And I still want to be holding 60% of my position for if it really does do one of these. And if it really does start doing one of these, I might even schedule that distribution out further to just collect more profits, because, well, who cares? I'm profitable. I can just make money all day long. It doesn't matter if it comes back down. I'll just buy it back cheaper as it drags my profit line up. Golem. I think I just bought Golem today. GNT. I think I did. I'm almost certain I did. Yeah. And here's why. Here's why I bought Golem today. Is, once again, it's the same pattern that all these coins follow. It's no different. It really doesn't change. Is we peter along the bottom for a while the whales do all their allocation. We're pretty clearly in allocation. Then the whales want to get a nice spike off of this, and make their profits. Once they've made their profits, they're ready to push the market back down. We clearly have a trend on that right there. As soon as we broke the trend, we went back above the trend. We're now breaking off the trend. This is a really strong signal for us. But be careful. Where can we go down from here? Can we absolutely hit this and then go back to here? Yeah, it's no problem. And then we can sit here and do one of these for a while, and you're going to be wishing that you hadn't, gone heavy on your position. You're going to be wishing you had started with a, a 3% allocation of your portfolio, and then you scheduled that 3% of allocation for your portfolio down here. Okay, so 3% of your portfolio, if that ends up doing 100%, well, now you've taken 3% of your portfolio and you've turned it into 6% of your portfolio. And if you just do that, if you do that with 5 20%ers, it's the same thing. In fact, it's more because you're compounding your interest. So don't look for the 100%ers, look for the 20%ers, look for 10%ers, look for, 25%ers. Don't look for the 100%ers. Realize that the 100%ers happen after you've picked up the 5%ers and the 5%ers and the 10%ers, and you've been building up your trophy collection over and over and over. And, this is easy to schedule for. This is easy to schedule your distribution. Where's your distribution? Your distribution is clearly here. Well, we're not there. We missed that distribution. We're here. And we're here. Definitely here. Absolutely. Coming up, seeing this thing. Okay. There's what we needed to know to further inform our position. We definitely do see an opportunity with regards to, yeah, right there. And then finally this. Sure. Lots of valid distribution points on this one. Lots and lots of upside potential on this one. Look how much upside potential we have on this one. You can even find one more right in here. Definitely right there, right there. Sure. I think we're done here. Schedule accordingly. If we really do come down to here and, it starts to go below here, hold on. Just wait. Wait to do your buy. If we come back up and then we see more of this, rejecting this price and following this trend line, that would be a stronger buy signal to double up, triple up, quadruple up your position, 5x up your position, and straight on till dawn. But watch carefully what happens next. Be careful about this entry right here and look for a better entry down here, or potentially lower, like right here. Look for a better entry down here. Look for a bounce that comes off of here. Gives you a better entry on your double up, triple up, quadruple up on that position right there. And then you have all the opportunity in the world. Because if you're allocating for 2% of your portfolio down here, you can be a bag holder on 2% of your portfolio. Eventually it's going to turn around on you. You still have 98% of your portfolio to go hunt down other opportunities here. So scheduling is really all about maximizing your profit opportunities. It's about not getting greedy. It's about once you get into a big position down here because, you had double up, triple up, quadruple up, we don't need to be greedy. You can just sell out a portion of it and then buy it back down here. What you want to do is you want to keep rolling your position along, building up your trophies, rolling your position along until, and the minute that you go up, you need to lighten your position, because the minute that you start coming down again, you need to heavy up your position. If you did not lighten up your position when you're moving up, then coming back down, you missed your opportunity to lighten up, and now you're heavy down here. And now doubling up, tripling up, and quadrupling up is harder. Take your 5%, take your 10%. If you've got 5 positions here, put one sell at 5%, one sell at 10%, one sell at 15%, all the way on up, whatever these numbers are. I don't even know if that's percentage. I think that's probably just resistance right there. 66%. This is insane. Take your 26% on this motion right here, okay? If it goes like this again, take your 15% and your 30%. Easily. I'd probably be looking for 10% opportunity on that before I sold my first position, and that would drag me up and drag me up. I could get 30% out of that off of 3 positions just in this right here. Is that 30%? Roughly. Yeah, sure is 30%. Yep. The old eyeball doesn't fail when you've done this enough times. This is wax on, wax off. This is coming in here, seeing that you can be profitable long term. Do this on paper. Figure out that if I had gone here and then I doubled up and then come back a week later, I had to double up here on paper. Would I have been profitable when it went up to here? Make yourself profitable on paper, practice the trade, practice planning, practice trading, plan the trade, and then trade the plan. Thank you guys.